The Cubs had a 4-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals. We're going to look over all 4 of those games. We're going to look at what went right and what went wrong. All of that is happening on this episode of Cubs 360. What's up, Cubs fans? This is Jack from Cubs 360. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 24 of the Cubs 360 podcast. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is my series recap to the St. Louis Cardinals series that was in late June, and we're going to look over all 4 of those games. So let's start with Game 1. Liberatory pitching for the Cardinals in Game 1. Ian Happ grounds out to short, Tucker will ground out to second, and Suzuki flies out to center. In the bottom of the first, with Ben Brown on the bump for the Cubs, Donovan grounds out to first, Wynn will strike out swinging, and Burleson will fly out to center. In the top of the second now, Swanson will strike out swinging, PCA struck out swinging, Kelly will hit a base hit to center, but Nico Hoerner will ground it into a fielder's choice to second, and Kelly's out at second. In the bottom of the second now, Contreras will strike out looking, Lars Nootbaar will fly out to center, Arenado will hit a base hit to right, and he got out stretching at second. In the top of the third now, Turner will ground out to second, Shaw will line out to third, and Happ will strike out swinging. In the bottom of the third now, Gorman struck out swinging, Pages will fly out to left, and Scott the second will hit a base hit to right, and he stole second, but then Donovan will fly out to center. In the top of the fourth now, Tucker will pop out to short, Suzuki struck out swinging, and Swanson flew out to right. In the bottom of the fourth now, Wynn will ground out to short, Burleson will ground out to third, and Contreras will hit a double to center, but Lars Nootbaar will hit a home run to right field to make it 2-0 St. Louis, breaking the scoreless tie, but then Arenado will line out to third. In the top of the fifth now, PCA will hit a double to center, Carson Kelly will hit a base hit to center, which will score PCA, so the St. Louis Cardinals lead is cut to half, which is 2-1 in favor of St. Louis now. Nico Hoerner will hit a base hit to center, which will send Kelly to second. Turner will ground it to second, and he will be out. Hoerner will go to second, and Kelly will go to third, so now you have 2 runners in scoring position, down by 1. Matt Shaw will get walked to load the bases, but Ian Happ will ground it into a double play. Shaw's out at second, Happ out at first to end the inning. In the bottom of the fifth now, Gorman will foul out to left, Pages will get walked, Scott to second will fly out to center, Donovan will hit a home run to right to make it 4-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Wynn will get walked, and then Burleson will hit a home run to right to make it 6-1 St. Louis. Contreras will hit a base hit to left, Lars Nootbaar grounds out to second to finally end the inning. St. Louis runs away with it now. It is 6-1 as we head into the 6th inning. Tucker will ground out to first, Suzuki struck out swinging, and Swanson will line out to center. Ben Brown still on the bump for the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th. Arenado will hit a base hit to left, and then Gorman will hit a home run to center field to make it 8-1, and that is the end of his night. Fulmer on the bump for the Cubs now. Pages will hit a base hit to left. Scott the second will ground it into a double play, and Donovan will fly out to center. In the top of the 7th now, Liberatore is still pitching for the Cardinals. PCA will hit a double to left. Kelly will ground out to short. Nico Hoerner will hit a base hit to left and send PCA to third. Turner will hit a sac fly to center, which will score PCA to make it 8-2. Then Shaw will ground it into a fielder's choice to short. Nico Hoerner is out at second. In the bottom of the 7th now, Wynn will fly out to second. Burleson will ground out to first. Contreras will hit a double to left, and Nootbaar will fly out to left. In the top of the 8th, with O'Brien pitching for the Cardinals, Ian Happ will line out to right, as well as Kyle Tucker, who will fly out to left. Suzuki will hit a base hit to right. Then Swanson will ground it into a fielder's choice to short. Suzuki is out at second. In the bottom of the 8th, Brazier pitching for the Cubs. Birdie will go to second. Arenado will fly out to right. Gorman struck out looking. Pages will line out to left. In the top of the 9th now, Munoz pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals. Last licks for the Cubs. Birdie will ground out to second. Kelly will get walked. Burhan will line out to center, and Turner will ground it into a fielder's choice to short. Kelly's out at second to end the game there. So the first game of this 4-game set goes to the St. Louis Cardinals. They win by a final score of 8-2. Nothing really needs to be said. The Chicago Cubs just did not look good in this game at all. Pitching was not great from Ben Brown, and he's been pretty inconsistent when he's been up in the majors. Either you're going to get fantastic outings from him, or you're going to get something like that, and the offense was pretty dry in this game. So 8-2 is your final for the Cardinals in Game 1, and we will now head to Game number 2. So in Game number 2, McGreevy pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals. Ian Happ will line out to center. Kyle Tucker will hit a base hit to center, but Suzuki will ground it into a double play. In the bottom of the first now, Tyone pitching for the Cubs. Donovan will ground it to first. Wynn will fly out to center. Burleson will strike out looking. In the top of the second, PCA will ground it to short, as well as Swanson, and Bush will ground it to first. In the bottom of the second now, Contreras will hit a base hit to center. Lars Nootbaar, who hit a home run, a 2-run home run, to give the Cardinals the lead early on in the first game, does the same thing in the second game as he hits a home run to right center field to make it 2-0 St. Louis in the second inning. Arenado will pop out to second, Gorman will hit a base hit to right, Pages will line out to center, and Scott II struck out swinging. In the top of the third now, Horner will hit a base hit to right, Shaw will hit a base hit to center, which will send Horner to second. McGuire will strike out swinging. Ian Happ will get walked so the bases are loaded. Kyle Tucker will hit a base hit to center, which will score Shaw and Nico Horner. Happ will go to third, so it's tied up at 2. And then Seiya Suzuki will hit a home run to left center field to make it 5-2 in favor of the Cubs. PCA will ground it to first, and Swanson will foul it to first to end the inning. In the bottom of the third now, Donovan will hit a base hit to left, and Mason Wynn will hit a home run to left center field. It is a 1-run game, 5-4 in favor of the Cubs. Burleson will fly out to left. Contreras fouls out to the catcher. Lars Nootbaar will get walked, and he goes to second on a wild pitch by Tyone, but Arenado will ground out to third. In the top of the fourth now, Bush will fly out to left. Nico Horner will line out to center, and Matt Shaw will fly out to center. In the bottom of the fourth, Gorman will hit a home run to center to tie the game up at 5 runs apiece. Pages will hit a double. Scott II will get walked. Donovan will fly out to left. Wynn will hit a double, which will score Scott II and Pages to make it 7-5 Cardinals. Then Burleson will hit a sac fly to center, which will score Mason Wynn to make it 8-5 Cardinals. And Contreras struck out swinging. In the top of the fifth now, McGuire will ground out to second. Ian Happ will hit a base hit to right. Kyle Tucker will line out to center, and Suzuki reaches on an infield single to third, which will send Happ to second. And Motts will pitch for the Cardinals here as PCA will line out to right. In the bottom of the fifth now, Fieldbar pitching for the Cubs, so Tyone's game is done, and he was not good, just like Ben Brown yesterday. Lars Nootbaar struck out swinging. Arenado will ground out to third. Gorman struck out swinging. In the top of the sixth now, Swanson will hit a base to the left. Mike Bush will fly out to center. And Nico Horner, with his first home run of the season in this game, hits a home run to left field to make it 8-7. And then Matt Shaw struck out swinging, and McGuire fouls out to Motts. As we head to the bottom of the sixth now, Flexen pitching for the Cubs. Pages will fly out to right. Scott II will ground out to first. Donovan will hit a base hit to right, and Mason Wynn will pop out to second. In the top of the seventh now, Romero pitching for the Cardinals. Ian Happ grounds out to short. Tucker will get walked. Suzuki reaches on an infield single to short. Tucker will go to third. PCA will hit a sac bunt to the pitcher, and Suzuki will go to second. And Mayton pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals, and Swanson fouls out to right. In the bottom of the seventh now, Pomeranz pitching for the Cubs. Burleson will line out to center. Contreras will pop out to first. Lars Nootbaar grounds out to short. In the top of the eighth now, Mike Bush will strike out swinging. Nico Horner will hit a base to left, and he stole second. Matt Shaw struck out swinging, and Kelly will pinch it for McGuire, and he grounds out to short. In the bottom of the eighth now, Ryan Presley pitching for the Cubs. Carson Kelly's catching. Arenado will ground out to short. Gorman will hit a base to left, and Pages grounds it into a double play. Helsley pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals in the top of the ninth, so it's the last licks for the Cubs once again. This time we face the closer. Ian Happ will ground it to first. Tucker will hit a base hit to center. Suzuki struck out swinging. PCA will hit a base hit to center, which will send Tucker to third. And PCA stole second, but Dansby Swanson will ground it to third. As absolutely, definitely clutch as he is. Just joking. The Cardinals win Game 2 by a final score of 8-7. So the Cubs had the early lead. They were up 5-2, and they just gave it away. They were down 8-5 eventually. Nico Horner with his first home run of the season make it 8-7. And they had a runner in scoring position, but couldn't do anything after that. And with that, the St. Louis Cardinals take the first 2 games of this series against the Chicago Cubs. Tyone was not good at all. He only went 4 innings for a reason, gave up 8 runs just like Ben Brown. Just not good pitching in the series early on. And the best the Cubs can do now in this 4-game series is split. So with that, we will now head to game number 3. So in game number 3 now, Eric Fetty pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals. Ian Happ will hit a home run to right to make it 1-0 Cubs right away. Kyle Tucker struck out looking. Suzuki pops out to second, and PCA will fly out to center. In the bottom of the first now, Donovan will ground out to second. Mason Wynn will fly out to center. Burleson is safe at first on an error by Mike Bush. And Contreras will strike out swinging. In the top of the second now, Swanson will hit a ground rule double. Mike Bush will hit a base hit to center, which will score Swanson and make it 2-0 Cubs. Nico Horner will line out to center. Matt Shaw will line out to second. And McGuire will hit a home run to right to make it 4-0 Cubs. And then Ian Happ will strike out swinging. In the bottom of the second now, Arenado will fly out to left, as well as Shigis, and Gorman will line out to left. In the top of the third, Kyle Tucker will hit a home run to right center field to make it 5-0 Cubs. Suzuki will fly out to right, PCA will ground out to second, and Dansby Swanson will ground out to third. In the bottom of the third now, Poza will hit a double to left. Hampson will fly out to center, as well as Donovan. Mason Wynn will reach on an infield single to short. Poza will go to third, but Burleson will ground out to first. In the top of the fourth now, Mike Bush will hit a base hit to right. Bush will steal second. Nico Horner will foul out to right, and Bush will go to third. Matt Shaw will get walked, and he steals second. McGuire will fly out to center, and Ian Happ will hit a base hit to right, which will score Shaw and Bush to make it 7-0 Chicago. And then Kyle Tucker will hit a base hit to center. Happ will go to third, and he stole second. Suzuki will get walked to load the bases, and that is the end of the game for Eric Fetty, as King will go in for the Cardinals, and PCA will ground out to second. In the bottom of the fourth now, Contreras struck out swinging. Arenado will ground out to third. Shigis will pop out to second. In the top of the fifth now, Swanson will strike out, but he goes to first on a wild pitch by King. Bush is safe at first on a fielding error by Pozo. Swanson will go to second. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to left, which will load the bases. Shaw will ground it into a fielder's choice to short. Swanson will score. Horner's out at second. Bush will go to third, so it's 8-0 Cubs. And McGuire will strike out swinging. Happ will get walked, but then Kyle Tucker struck out swinging. In the bottom of the fifth now, Gorman will hit a base hit to right. Pozo will line out to right. Hampson will ground out to second, and Gorman will go to second. Donovan will ground out to third. In the top of the sixth now, Suzuki will ground out to second. PCA will ground out to first. Swanson will hit a base hit to left, and Bush will ground out to second. In the bottom of the sixth now, Wynn will strike out swinging. Burleson will pop out to short, and Contreras will foul out to first. Swanson pitching for the Cardinals in the top of the seventh. Nico Horner will fly out to right. Matt Shaw will ground out to first, and McGuire will fly out to center. Brazier pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the seventh. Arenado will pop out to first. Shigis will ground out to first, and Gorman will line out to second. In the top of the eighth now, Furman will go to third. Scott to second is in center field, and Hampson's at short. Ian Happ will strike out swinging. Kyle Tucker will get walked. Suzuki struck out swinging. PC will hit a double to right. Tucker will go to third. And then Swanson struck out swinging. In the bottom of the eighth now, Fulmer pitching for the Cubs. Poza will pop out to short. Hampson will fly out to right. Donovan struck out swinging. In the top of the ninth now, Hampson pitching for the Cardinals. Furman's at second. Shigis is at short. And Gorman's at third. Bush will ground out to short. John Birdie will pinch hit for Nico Horner. He lines out to left. And Shaw will ground out to short. Porter Hodge pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the ninth. Birdie will go to second. Furman will hit a base to left. Burleson will fly out to left. Scott to second will ground it into a fielder's choice to first. Furman is out at second. And then Pajes will ground out to first. To end the game there, Game 3 goes to the Cubs by a final score of 8-0. So the winning pitcher goes to Matt Boyd, who is 7-3 on the year. He pitched 6 innings, only gave up 3 hits, and had 3 strikeouts. The loss goes to Eric Fetty, who's 3-7 on the year after this game. He went 3 2/3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs and 8 hits, only 2 strikeouts. So my 3 starts for this game, Reese McGuire was my third star. He went 1 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Matt Boyd is my second star. I just read the stats. And my first star is Ian Happ, 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs. So that is Game 3, a big win for the Cubs, big response after the first 2 games. And now the Cubs have a chance in Game number 4 to split the series. So in Game number 4, Palante pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals. Ian Happ will hit a base to the left. Kyle Tucker struck out swinging. Suzuki will fly into a double play, and Happ will be thrown out at second. In the bottom of the first now, Shota Imanaga, who is returning from his hamstring injury in this game. He is pitching for the Cubs in this game. Donovan will ground out to first. Wynn will hit a base hit to left. Burleson will fly out to center, and Contreras struck out swinging. In the top of the second, PCA will line out to third. Swanson will fly out to center. Mike Bush will hit a home run to right field to make it 1-0 Cubs. And Kelly will reach on an infield single to short. Nico Horner will ground out to short. In the bottom of the second now, Arenado will ground out to second. Shigis will fly out to right. And Gorman will fly out to left. In the top of the third, Shaw will hit a base hit to center. Ian Happ will ground out to second, and Shaw will go to second. Kyle Tucker will ground out to first. Shaw will go to third. Suzuki will get walked, and PCA lines out to center. In the bottom of the third now, Pajes will pop out to second. Hampson struck out swinging, as well as Donovan. In the top of the fourth now, Swanson will ground out to short. Mike Bush will hit a base hit to center. Carson Kelly will also hit a base hit to left, and Bush will go to second. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to left and load the bases up. Shaw will line out to third. Ian Happ will get walked, so that makes it 2-0 Cubs, as Bush will score. Horner and Kelly both advance a base. And then Kyle Tucker will ground out to short to end the inning. In the bottom of the fourth now, Wynn will pop out to third. Burleson will line out to short. Contreras will get walked, and Arenado fouls out to the catcher. In the top of the fifth now, Suzuki will fly out to center. PCA struck out swinging, and Dansby Swanson will ground out to third. In the bottom of the fifth now, Shigis will fly out to center, as well as Gorman. Pages will ground out to second. O'Brien pitching for the Cardinals in the top of the sixth. Bush will strike out swinging. Kelly will line out to third, and Horner will get walked, but Shaw will pop out to the pitcher. Thielbar pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the sixth now. Hampson will line out to third. Donovan will ground out to second, and Wynn will fly out to left. In the top of the seventh now, Romero pitching for the Cardinals. Happ will strike out looking. Kyle Tucker will fly out to the left, and Suzuki struck out swinging. In the bottom of the seventh now, Burleson will line out to center. Keller pitches for the Cubs now as Contreras will get walked, and he goes to second on a wild pitch by Keller. Arenado will get walked, and Shigis will ground it into fielder strikes to third. Arenado to second, and Contreras is out at third, and then Gorman will fly out to center. In the top of the eighth now, PCA will reach on an infield single to third. Leahy pitching for the Cardinals. Swanson will hit a base to right. PCA will go to third. Michael Busch will pop out to short. PCA will score as Swanson got picked off and caught stealing second. And then Kelly will line out to left, so it's 3-0 Cubs as we head to the bottom of the eighth. Pomeranz pitching for the Cubs. Pages will strike out swinging. Hampson will hit a base to left. Donovan will pop out to third. And Mason Wynn will fly out to left. Leahy pitching for the Cardinals in the top of the ninth now. Nico Horner will ground out to second. Matt Shaw will line out to right, and Ian Happ flies out to center. Daniel Palencia pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the ninth now. Burleson will hit a double to center. Contreras got hit by the pitch. Arenado struck out swinging as well as Shigis. And Gorman struck out looking to end the game. The Cubs win Game 4, and they split the series with a win over the Cardinals by a final score of 3-0. The win goes to Shota Imanaga. Nice return for him, who went 5 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. The loss goes to Palante, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 2 strikeouts. Daniel Palencia with his 8th save of the year. So my 3 starts for this game, I went with Ian Happ, who went 1 for 4 with an RBI. My second star was Mike Busch, 2 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. And my first star was the man making his return, Shota Imanaga. I just read the stats, 5 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit. That is phenomenal through 5 innings. So with that, the Cubs, they split the series, and after that series, they finish off with a record of 48-33. So the Cubs are looking pretty good overall, and they just continue that against the St. Louis Cardinals, especially after losing the first 2 games. They stay resilient, and they're able to split the series. So with that, that is my series recap. Coming out simultaneously with this is my series recap to the Houston Astros series to cap off the month of June, as we will roll into the month of July. So that episode will be coming out with this one. So I recommend that you check that one out as well if you haven't already. So again, if you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Cubs360X, and that's all I got to say here. So this is Jack from Cubs360, and as always, go Cubs go.